Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives? Hello and welcome to another episode of So Are the Days of Our Lives? I am your host, Olivia Willis, and today I have a dear friend, Pittsburgh's own Emily Kolb, on the podcast. Emily, welcome. How are you?
Good. I'm good, Olivia. Good to be on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for coming to talk about a show that you don't watch, right? You are
True,
not a
correct.
viewer of Days of Our Lives.
Can you imagine if I hadn't told you?
If you're like, this is actually my entire personality is that I love Days of Our
This
Lives,
is
and you've
my
actually
favorite
just
thing.
never noticed.
Yeah. No, I know. I know what's happening. I remember watching this episode a year ago.
Stop, I'm so far behind. Don't drag me so early on.
Okay. Yeah. No, never. Well, I do have a history with it, which I don't know if we're there
Tell
yet.
me, no, please. I was just going to ask if you have any relation to Days of Our Lives or soap operas.
So I think our beginnings with the show are related, because
Yes.
the first time I ever watched the show was working at Caption Max, which
Yes.
is, I think, also the first time you ever
That's
watched the
correct.
show.
Wow, I didn't realize you were still there at the time.
So here's the thing. Here's what I remember. It was before. It was before you joined. So the things I remember were from pre you.
Oh,
But I remember captioning because I started there captioning.
that's when it would have been.
And then also I do remember doing some audio description. So maybe you were there when we started doing the audio description, but
So yeah, peek behind the curtain. We used to work together at this media accessibility company, and they still to this day provide the closed captioning for Days of Our Lives. And so if that's probably when you started working on it, if you started in captioning, maybe there were a couple times where they tried out audio description, but in 2020, when all of their like primetime programming was halted, they had
sure.
all these episodes of Days of Our Lives
Okay.
banked that they had filmed like a year prior or something insane. And so they came to us and they were just like, we need to meet our quotas. Like, here, you're now describing Days of Our Lives. And that's when this gem of a show landed in my lap. And I was like, where has this been my entire life?
Got it.
So then, like, I
Yeah.
mean, even more of a peek behind the curtain, a picture of Marlena Evans, who's featured heavily in the episode we're going to recap. A picture of Marlena was my profile picture on Slack up and for many years, up until literally the last like 3 months. I finally changed it to a picture of myself.
Got it.
So
Got
people,
it.
captioners then would reach out to me and be like, oh my God, wait, do you love Days of Our Lives? And I've been like, yes, I
Yes,
do.
I sure freaking do. Well, and this is my remembering of Days of Our Lives, which as a captioner, it was like a blessing. It was like, because it's like an hour long. Actually, now watching it, it seemed harder to caption than I remembered, but I just remember it being really slow and really easy to caption. And then
Yeah,
to audio describe being so hard because you're like,
they're not
they
doing
don't do
anything.
anything on this freaking show. They don't do anything.
Yeah, describing the show was very funny. It was very much just like
You're just like they
she
look at each
stares
other.
off into the distance with an inscrutable expression.
Yeah, it was just like there's literally nothing to describe.
Yeah.
You're like, I guess I could mention now that she's wearing a pink shirt. Like, I guess I could do that.
But no other experience watching any kind of soap opera is not your jam.
Nope.
That's
I didn't even know where to find them. Like, I
yeah.
don't know how you even find them.
Yeah, that was the thing. You always had to like be home from school. And then
Right.
people were like, and then I watched Passions. And I'm like, why were you in school?
Go
Anyway.
to
Go
school.
to
Yeah.
school, you guys. Stay in school. Keep daytime television alive, but stay in
Stay in
school.
school. Yeah. Come on, kids.
So, Days of Our Lives has become, in the last several years, my like, just like if I need to turn my brain off, I can turn this show on and just like always comfort watch vibes. What kind of like style of TV would you say is your like comfort TV, if you have any? Or do you do like games? Do you do music? Do you do?
Yeah, I feel like this is a thing lacking in my life that I like need better of is like
Yeah.
comfort TV.
Yeah.
But I do have a bit of an answer, which is definitely like old 30 Rock episodes, old Parks and Rec
Yes.
episodes, old The
Yes.
Office episodes. Like
Yes.
they're always gonna hit. I feel like that's got to be a common
Oh,
answer when you
100%.
ask.
30
That's
Rock.
like,
I mean, yeah, all of those for sure, but 30 Rock definitely was mine. Honestly, I was going to say I feel bad. I don't feel that bad.
You're like, I don't even watch it anymore.
Everyone's going
I
to be
only
fine.
watch Days.
No, I'm literally like, because of the relentlessly moving train of
Yeah.
there's always new episodes of Days of Our Lives. Sometimes I'm literally like, I have to clock in and like bank some episodes of Days of Our Lives. I'm so far behind. And so I won't sometimes go back. Like, usually I would rewatch 30 Rock like twice a year. But now I'm
Yeah.
just like, sorry, I gotta.
It misses you. It called
I
me.
know, I
It
miss it
misses you.
too. I
Yeah.
miss it too. I mean, I still quote it pretty much
Yeah.
every day. The amount of times I say my single is dropping is like actually isn't appropriate. It's never relevant in conversation, but I am
Sure.
saying
I
it
was
all
gonna
the
say,
time.
how are you slipping that in? But
It's
you're
absolutely
just forcing it.
it's right on the tip of my tongue always. So anyone says
Good.
single or dropping, and I'm just saying it.
It really is. And I also like I've been watching, I didn't watch all the way through, but Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. It's
Oh
just
yeah, it's
like
that vibe.
every yes, it's any Tina Fey product is so freaking funny. You
It's
can't
just always
even
gonna hit.
catch your breath. So yeah, that sounds great.
God, that also made me Kimmy Schmidt made me think of the Outside Bones song. Did you get that far in Kimmy Schmidt?
Yes, yes. Never forget you to the outside bones. Yeah, it's so good. There's so many, it really, yeah. I recently watched an episode and I was like pausing it, being like, Nathan, get in here and watch this joke. Like it's so good. I was
Honey,
just like, I need someone
quick.
to appreciate this. Like, I was just like, this is so good.
Oh, that's amazing. I love that. Well, you know what? Maybe as a treat, if I get within, let's say, if I get within 4 months of the currently airing
Mm,
episodes of Days of Our Lives, I'll let myself watch 30 Rock for a little bit.
nice. I think you deserve it.
Thank
You
you.
deserve it.
Well, let's dive into this recap. We've got
Okay.
a lot to cover.
Yes.
We have nations to traverse. This is a
Yeah.
global episode of Days of Our Lives, everyone. One of the only small nuggets of context I gave Emily before she watched this episode was it usually takes place in Salem, Illinois. Most of this episode does not.
I was like, oh my goodness, what does that even mean?
Let's dive into the recap.
Okay.
Today, we are talking about Days of Our Lives, season 60, episode 155. This episode aired on Friday, March 28th, 2025. It's a Friday episode, so you know it's going to be a cliffhanger. Even though they've moved to streaming, they do still operate on like traditional, it might get muddy in the middle of the week, but they are going to stick the landing on a Friday. I love it.
Okay. I think I'm glad I watched a Friday then.
Yes. We begin this episode in Tallinn, Estonia. Where else would we begin?
My first note is we're in Estonia.
Why are we in Estonia?
What? Of
So,
all places.
of all places, so we find ourselves in Estonia because semi-retired spy John Black is missing in action. He was on a mission with the ISA, which is the International Security Alliance. I think I've
Okay.
looked up multiple times, but in my head, I always say International Spy Agency.
Okay.
He was on a mission. He lost contact with his handler. They can't find him, but they know his last known location was in Estonia. So his wife, his elderly wife, and his elderly best friend have taken it upon themselves to go to Estonia and try to find him.
Yeah. It's also very clearly shot on location in Estonia. They have a lot
Absolutely.
of beautiful set pieces
Given
around beautiful landmarks in Estonia.
it's actually hilarious because just a couple months ago, they had like scenes in Paris, like a couple had gone to Paris, and the cafe table that we see in Estonia is 100. Like, I just want to be like,
Sure.
guys, like, we can't use the same cafe set as
No,
the
they're like, that's our
Paris cafe.
European
That's the
cafe
European
table.
cafe. I get it. I
That's
get
the
it.
international cafe table.
Everything in Europe kind of looks the same.
Yeah.
So we find Marlena, Dr. Marlena Evans, icon living legend, perched on the edge of the bed in her hotel room in full spy cosplay, black turtleneck and black blazer, black like legging pants.
That's why she's dressed like that. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's spy cosplay.
Okay.
Marlena's on the phone with her stepson Brady, who's back in Salem, and she's doing classic like one-sided phone call acting where she's like, "No, no, honey, I don't need you to come to Estonia where John is missing. Like, I'll let you know when we have any updates." So perfect exposition right off the bat.
Yeah.
She hangs up. There's a knock at the door. Marlena assumes it's Steve, the person she traveled to Estonia with.
Eye patch.
Eye patch, famously. But when she opens it up, it's Marlena's other stepson, Paul, who is a gay baseball player and who I think we should leverage the popularity of Heated Rivalry and do something about Paul in his gay baseball days. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a lot there. But yeah, it's like, Paul, why are you in Estonia? Classic. Everyone's just in Estonia. Do you think this episode is sponsored by like Estonia's Board of Tourism?
Yeah, maybe. That's why, yeah, they really sell how gorgeous Estonia is throughout the whole episode
With those,
one
like,
shot of
AI
of a castle and end of list.
Yes.
And like a blurry JPEG of
Yes,
like
it's just
a
like
castle.
Visit Estonia in the bottom right corner.
Right.
Meanwhile, Steve, eye patch, is at the European cafe table and he's
Also having a one-sided telephone conversation.
correct. This episode, if it's not sponsored by Estonia, it's sponsored by one-sided phone conversations.
Yeah.
He's on the phone with his wife, who he does consistently refer to as Sweetness. Like, that is his nickname for her. And I hate that about this show. If I could change two things about Days of Our Lives, they actually both have to do with this man. I would say, please stop calling your wife Kayla Sweetness. And so Steve and Kayla have an adult daughter, Stephanie, who's also in this episode.
Got it.
Stephanie with the beautiful hair.
Yes.
She calls him Papa. And I don't like that. I'm sorry, guys. I don't like Papa. I prefer Dad, frankly.
I'm okay with Papa as for your grandpa.
For a grandfather.
Something.
Yes.
Yeah, calling your dad Papa.
Just
unless
in
it's like
casual
as a joke to make fun of him.
Okay, Papa.
Yeah, exactly. That I'll accept. Okay, yeah. Weird nicknames in this family.
So Steve's on the phone with his wife. He's talking about how he's planning on meeting his contact to get some more information about John's whereabouts. Then he hangs up. There's a very long moment of Steve perusing the menu where he says, "Well, what do they have here?" I was like, what? First of all, not the phrase, "What do they have here?" Second, just like, why are we buying time? Anyway, then we see a man's buff back wearing like a tight white polo, and he sits across from Steve. And Steve cocks his head and goes, "Well, this is a surprise."
It's so funny how the first two scenes are just like the same scene so hard.
Yes.
Like they both are identical. And I was just like, oh, I guess it's just going to be like one-sided conversations. And then someone's going to surprise someone by arriving in Estonia. And then we're going to cut to a new scene for the rest of the show.
People just keep arriving to Estonia for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, cut back to Salem, Illinois, where we belong. We're at the Brady pub. Phillip Kiriakis finds his mom, Kate, at the pub, and she's freaking out because, like, she's basically like, "Phillip, you and your brothers may be in danger because EJ DeMera thinks I ruined his relationship with his son. So now he's threatened to hurt one of my sons." And I'm just like, oh my God, this is a lot to walk into one day at the pub.
She goes, "I told him if he hurt my son, I'll kill him. But what if he thinks that's an empty threat?" I'm like, yeah, that's true. What if he thinks you won't literally kill him?
I can't have him thinking that's an empty threat.
Like, have you ever murdered anyone before?
Honestly, probably she has.
Yeah.
All these women are ruthless. Look at her chunky jewelry. She's definitely.
Yeah. She does look, I'm like, oh man, I want to hear her backstory. She looks like she has a backstory. She's cool.
She definitely does.
Cool.
She dresses cool. She's always got like feathers in her hair. Yeah, I should do a mini-sode deep dive on the history of Kate Roberts. I also wrote, Kate casually threatens to kill EJ, which is to quote our Shakespeare teacher in college, because Emily and I both went to acting school, foreshirony, This is because in subsequent episodes, EJ does end up shot, and it's this mystery of like who done it. Everyone
Oh.
in Salem is a suspect, and so you have people like Kate being like, I have to literally kill him, but I
I'm
don't.
going to be the one that kills him in the future.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
got it.
So yeah, long story short, Kate's just like, Phillip, you need to watch your back. He does this weird petulant boy thing where he's like, wait, so I'm the one who's most vulnerable because I'm living in Salem, but you called all my other brothers first to warn them first? And then Kate's like, it's not because I love them more, if that's what you're thinking. And I'm like, you guys, this
Yeah.
is it's stilted to say the least.
Yes. Yes. Their dynamic, I was like, not, it
It's
wasn't my
tough.
favorite. It wasn't my
No.
favorite place to live in the show.
No,
So
no,
yeah.
that's fair. We'll get there to a better place. So yeah, they do their weird mother-son thing, and then Phillip is basically just like, it doesn't matter if I'm in danger because my life may be over anyway. Like he's extremely petulant.
Yeah, he's being
So
a bit of a
dramatic.
baby. Yeah.
Yes. Now we're going to jump to husband and wife Xander and Sarah Kiriakis. Sarah is furious at Xander for telling Alex that Stephanie and Phillip were sleeping together. A great opener to a scene. So here's the context of what's been going on, Emily. Xander and Phillip are the co-CEOs of their family company, Titan Industries. And Xander received that company in his father's will when his father died, but it was dramatic because like Xander was like the unclaimed, like nobody knew Xander was Victor Kiriakis is the guy who died. Nobody knew Xander was Victor's biological son. So for him to like leave Xander the company was like a big deal. There was drama. There were fake wills floating around. So that was that. Phillip is also Victor's son, but Phillip previously faked his own death and was in a Swiss mental hospital for a number of years.
Okay.
So he
Got it.
got nothing in the will. So
Okay.
basically, after Victor died, Phillip like came back and is like, I have this letter from Victor saying he wants me to be co-CEO of Titan. But that was a forgery. That was all completely fake, just because Phillip wants power in the company.
Got it.
So then Xander's wife found out about the forgery. And instead of being like, oh, now my husband's just going to run the company, Sarah's convinced that like he needs Phillip because he's this power hungry monster and he's going to like ruin everyone's lives. Her own husband.
Yeah, this was the most like unanswered question that I didn't
It's
feel
so
satisfied. I was
crazy.
like, what? Why is Sarah not telling her husband about
It's
this?
insane. And yeah, and she's literally the whole episode is just like, I can't, everything will be ruined if I tell him. And I'm like, no, no. I mean, it's so the show can happen, but like,
Yeah.
it's like the dramatic crux of this entire conflict is just like so flimsy.
Yeah, it really, I don't know. I was like, God, I can't wait to find out why Sarah isn't telling him. And then I was like, oh, it's because she like doesn't like him,
It's
basically.
because
Like
she
she just
thinks he's
like,
a monster.
yeah, like she just thinks her husband has a terrible personality or
Yeah,
something. I don't know.
exactly. And then it's like the slippery slope thing of like, okay, the one day she decided not to tell him. And then even if she was
Right.
like second guessing it later, it's like, well, now it's gone on too long. I've like kept the secret for too long.
Yeah,
Oh
which does
God.
that situation ensnares many people, which also
Exactly.
is kind
Guys,
of
tell the
hilarious.
truth.
Like there's going to be a moment where everybody on the whole planet knows except for Xander.
Exactly.
And they're all just going to be like, we can't tell him.
We couldn't possibly tell him it's now too big of a lie.
Like they're gonna like get the judge in on it, and he's gonna find out it's a forgery and be like
Yes.
about to dramatically like hit his gavel and then be like, never mind, he is technically co-CEO of Titan. I've decided.
It's the Supreme Court.
Yeah, right.
Oh my
Perfect.
God, that's hilarious. Yeah, that is the vibe. So then, like, because everyone overhears every conversation, like Xander overheard Stephanie, who's also in on the secret, and Phillip talking about it. And of course, Xander's an idiot and is just like, Stephanie and Phillip are having an affair.
Oh, okay, got it. I was confused where that came from. So
Yes, okay.
he just filled that in.
He literally just, Phillip and Stephanie were in the town square where everyone, I cannot stress enough that we have to stop talking about sensitive information in the town square. Like, it's got to
The
stop, you
acoustics
guys.
are too good.
It's designed
Yeah, got it.
for sound to travel.
Yeah.
For information to be shared. So yeah, literally they were sitting talking. I don't even remember during this entire plot line. It's just like at some point somebody was going up to Stephanie being like, "You're not going to tell the secret, are you?" And Stephanie being like, "I'll keep your secret for now," like begrudgingly keeping the secret. So Xander then like overheard them or saw them talking in hushed tones and was like, oh my God, no one talks in hushed tones unless, I mean, I get it to jump to they're having a secret affair versus like they're conspiring against me to take half of my birthright.
Yeah, but like, or they're like throwing a surprise party for Sarah
Or there
something.
was like
You know
a
what I mean?
really crazy episode of whatever the Days of Our Lives universe version of The Traitors is, and they were
Right.
like talking about that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you don't know. You don't know.
You jump to conclusions. So then I guess Alex like accidentally found out, but it's Xander's fault that Alex now thinks that his girlfriend is cheating on him with Stephanie. I mean with
Right.
Phillip. God, I can't keep any of their names
It's
straight.
tough. It's so tough. Yeah, this is about also this is like in the part of the episode where I was like, oh, I need to like lock the fuck in.
You're like, actually,
These,
if they could all be wearing name tags, that would be
like
incredible.
I need to focus, and these scenes are 20 seconds long and chock full of exposition. I need to pay attention.
That's so funny.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's where the fuck we're coming in with Xander and Sarah. We do this weird like fade out of Xander and Sarah, their fight, into Alex confronting Stephanie, asking if the secret Xander overheard Stephanie and Phillip talking about is her cheating with Phillip. And Stephanie gives an excellent sigh look off into like to trigger a flashback. I love when that happens. So it's a flashback of Stephanie talking to Sarah, telling her there's no way she's going to let Alex think she's cheating. And Sarah's very casual. She's just like, just tell Alex it was like a one-time hookup and it's over and it'll never happen again.
Like, I'll so get it.
What
Boys
are
do
you
not
talking
care
about?
when you cheat on them at all. Don't
No.
sweat it. He'll be fine.
Like, my marriage is on the line, so you can lie to your little boyfriend.
Right.
Is the vibe. It's also funny because Sarah is very like in the binary of this show where there's like villains and heroes. She is definitely like a hero, moral compass, like never does anything
Interesting.
bad. And Xander is like a villain. So now, and isn't that the dramatic irony that now she is
Yeah.
caught in the middle of these two worlds and is choosing the villain's route?
'Cause I
Potential
did-
title of that, the villain's route.
The villain's route, yeah, for sure. No, she was definitely giving villain, and Xander was not giving villain. To me,
No.
this episode, I had to believe everyone when they said how awful he was.
When Oprah says believe someone when they show you who they are, you had to believe that Xander was a hero because you were seeing hero behavior.
Yeah. Yes,
And
exactly.
Sarah was trafficking in evil in this episode.
For sure.
Damn.
Is that not Toni Morrison? Like, I'm not sure, but I feel like that's a joke.
I
Like,
thought it was Oprah. When someone shows you who they are, believe them.
well, it's gonna be wait, wait, I'm nervous.
Maybe
Okay,
it's
wait.
Oprah quoting Toni Morrison.
Wait, oh no. That's my Angelou.
We're both wrong during Black History Month? No.
Yes, this is a bad one.
Oh no.
Dang it.
Wow. Okay.
I feel like I was closer, but
You were definitely closer. A new potential title of app, to quote Maya Angelou.
splice in you saying Maya Angelou instead of Oprah, and
Yes, exactly.
we'll
Yeah,
be fine.
perfect. Oh, perfect, perfect. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. We're back in the present with Stephanie and Alex. She's done with her flashback. Stephanie tells Alex she and Phillip have been keeping a secret, but it's not what he thinks. Alex is somewhat relieved to find out Stephanie isn't cheating on him with his own cousin. Everyone on the show is related. He insists Stephanie tell him what secret she and Phillip have been keeping, and the music swells dramatically into the theme music. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Perfect.
I do have to say, so this, I was watching this with my husband Nathan, who you know,
I love
and I was like,
him.
oh, this is a perfect, I love this. I love a couple's question gotcha. Or I got to be like, okay, if
Yes.
someone told you that I was cheating on you and then you confronted me and I was like, actually, it's another secret that I'm not gonna tell you.
How
Would
would
you
you
accept
react?
that? Yes. And thankfully he said he would accept it because he watched an episode of Tales of the Crypt as a kid
Oh.
where someone was saying a secret and they thought their partner was cheating on them, but they were throwing them a surprise party, but they killed them because they thought they were
Oh
cheating.
no. See, this
So,
is why we also can't jump to conclusions, everyone.
exactly.
You
Sometimes
can't.
it's a surprise party.
Sometimes it's a surprise party, and it's actually really important that we remember that. That's
Yeah.
actually happened recently on Days of Our Lives, where a guy accused his wife of cheating, publicly accused his wife of cheating on him, and she was literally throwing him a surprise party.
It's a classic conundrum that you can end up in. You just have to be careful.
Yeah,
You
tread
never
lightly.
know.
Back in Estonia, Marlena insists Paul didn't need to make the trip. He lives in San Francisco. That's an even longer flight to Estonia. But Paul assures her he wanted to be there and he's staying until they find John. And then Marlena has a realization and she goes, wait, how did you find me? Which I do think is hilarious juxtaposition writing of like, we're staying until we find John. How did you find me? She really
Yeah.
hits me. And I was just like, guys, that's clunky. So then Paul admits he and Andrew came together and Andrew knew where she was staying. And Marlena smiles and shakes her head ruefully. So Andrew works in the ISA, the International Spy Agency, and is Paul's fiance, I think, at this point. So it's all in the family. A lot of spies in the family.
Yeah.
In an impeccable moment of exposition at the cafe, Steve looks across the table and goes, here I was expecting some local dude, and look who shows up. ISA agent Andrew Donovan.
Yeah, that was very helpful. That
No
was very
notes.
helpful. Yep, it's great.
We finally see the face of the mysterious buff stranger. The white polo is less tight than I initially thought. I kind of, from seeing it from behind, I was like, why is he wearing a skin tight polo? But seeing it from the front, I was like, oh, that's a regular shirt. Maybe he was like flexing when his back was to the camera or
Yeah, I
something.
mean,
You have to
he was
wonder.
doing big back.
He was swole.
He was being swole.
Andrew is Steve's nephew and the son of the head of the ISA. So again, they are all related.
Oh, yeah, Andrew is the agent. Okay, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Andrew jokes that he can talk to Steve in Estonian if he'd prefer, but in the interest of time, they're going to speak in English. And I'm like, you
Yes,
guys
I was like, oh, thank goodness.
yeah. Andrew reveals that his father, Shane, head of the ISA, sent him, and Steve rolls his eyes and looks exhausted at the thought of that cliffhanger at the end of the scene. Back in Salem with Xander and Sarah, Xander's understandably confused about why Sarah is freaking out about the Phillip, Stephanie, Alex drama, especially because he didn't mean to tell Alex. So this was the thing. Xander confronted Phillip being like, I know you're cheating with Stephanie because I saw you talking in hushed tones in the square. And then because everyone overhears everything in this town, Alex walks in and is like, you're cheating with my girlfriend? Like it was crazy and dramatic.
Okay. And it sounds like then he tried to strangle him. That's what I
Yes,
heard.
that's what I heard in the town square. Yes.
That's what I have heard in the town square, yes.
Yeah. So then Alex freaked out and tried to choke Phillip, and Xander that's the thing. Xander was actually just always trying to do the right thing in this episode.
I know, I don't know. He seems stand up. He seems like
Yeah.
a stand up guy.
Meanwhile, Stephanie and Alex are holding on to each other for dear life. They are literally just clinging physically to one another. Stephanie is conflicted because she's sworn to secrecy, and she tries to bargain with him and like asks if he'll just like you said before, just trust me if I swear that the secret has no direct impact on you. And Alex is like, absolutely not. You do have to tell me. So Stephanie agrees he deserves answers, and she takes his hand and slowly walks him around the coffee table so they can sit on the couch together.
Yeah.
And as they're walking, he goes like quietly, he's like, oh God.
I didn't even catch that. That's
It's
great.
so, those moments, these two in particular will like improv in a way that
Okay.
is so cringy to me. I mean, like, I love it. I think it's hilarious, but sometimes, yeah, whatever. You can tell they have fun on set. So then Stephanie dives in. She goes, you know that letter your Uncle Victor wrote to Philip that helped him get half of Titan?
You know that one?
Yes, exactly. That specific letter, it was a forgery. And Alex is appropriately gooped.
Yeah, that's true.
Back at the pub, we come in media res with Kate and Phillip. Like Phillip has filled her in. I love when they do that too. It's like we leave a scene. When we come back to it, someone's like, wow, that was a lot to take in.
Right.
That
Like we
happens a
know
couple
they got
times.
some good content.
Exactly. So Phillip has filled Kate in that Xander overheard him and Stephanie talking in the square, but he assumed they were sleeping together. And Kate's relieved. Like, she's like, oh, great. Like, he doesn't know the actual terrible secret we're keeping from him because Kate's in on it too. But Philip's nervous because Alex almost choked him out over the whole thing when he confronted him. And so I guess he's like, I just have to watch my back. Like, Alex might kill me. Again, these people just are literally killing left and right, which is crazy.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like a dangerous town to be
There's
in.
a violence problem in Salem, actually,
Yeah.
for sure. Kate doesn't see the issue. She goes, Phillip, you're still the co-CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company.
She's very flippant.
Yes.
She's very, I don't know. I think she's mean. I don't know. I didn't like her.
Yeah, she's not listening with empathy.
No.
I'll say that.
She's not being very caring.
No, she's not. She's not. She's thinking about the bottom line in the multi-billion-dollar company. And Phillip thinks, his status as co-CEO could change if Stephanie tells Alex the truth. We cut back to Stephanie telling Alex the truth.
Yeah. So Philip is correct
Phillip
to be
has a right.
nervous. Kate's like, no, that won't happen.
She would never. So that's the other thing. Stephanie and Phillip used to date.
Right.
And she broke up with him because he lied about the letter. So like it's not all above board there. There are strong feelings there.
Sure.
That was the most generic way I could say anything. So Stephanie's explaining back when she and Phillip were dating, she overheard. Again, we're overhearing. I put overheard in bold.
Yep.
You know how there are those like overheard in New York, like Instagram accounts? There needs to be
Right.
like overheard in Salem.
Yeah. It's like I heard some really juicy gossip, which is that this person murdered this person.
Yeah, crazy.
I heard that.
Yeah. So, yeah, she overheard Phillip talking about the forgery. Stephanie was furious with Phillip for putting her career in jeopardy over this scheme because Stephanie works in PR and like was helping spin the public narrative about Phillip returning to Salem.
Okay, that's interesting because I was like, oh, how did that put her career in jeopardy? They didn't really explain that. It's because
it
it's
didn't at
not
all.
true. Got it.
Alex doesn't understand Stephanie claiming that she was really upset about it because he was basically just like, if you were that upset, you would have told someone. And Stephanie explains she did tell someone. She told Xander's wife, and Alex is gagged. Again, every morsel of information is just landing on him.
Yeah, he's a really active listener. He's good at that. He's engaged.
Yes. Meanwhile, Sarah turns away from Xander and just goes, what a mess. And I thought a beautiful moment of grounded acting.
Yeah. She honestly is great. Like I
know, I love her.
her. And I like her like whole her look is really
I
cool.
like her short
She's cool.
hair. She's
Her
a
short hair.
doctor. She's a doctor, but like sometimes she'll be wearing like crop tops under her lab coat. And I want to be like, I don't know if that's appropriate, but
I don't
also
know
that's fine.
that's
That was in the episode that Katie Kleiger recapped. She was like, your belly button is out at the hospital. Like, I
you
cannot
have to
abide
put
this.
that away.
Yeah.
That's not sanitary.
No,
Yeah.
it's not sterile. So yeah, she turns away. What a mess. Xander just like wants to stay out of it. He's just like, look, I'm not the one keeping a secret from my significant other. And Sarah is physically pained by the generic and applicable language.
Yes, there's a lot of, yes, it's perfect. There's a lot of like spot on
Yes,
like ignorant commentary from Xander that
yes,
is
it's
just like
perfect.
killing Sarah.
It's perfect.
It's very cute.
Yeah, yeah. Xander then explains that, after he confirmed Phillip was shagging Alex's girlfriend, Alex throttled Phillip and Xander pulled them apart, but Alex stormed off and went straight to confront Stephanie. And Sarah's like, yeah, and I was with Stephanie when Alex burst it. So it's just like everyone's visiting everyone and it's a lot of logistics.
Yeah.
Sarah says she left Stephanie's apartment right away, so she didn't hear what happened when Alex confronted her. And Sarah's clearly worried about what Stephanie's about to get up to, which is, again, she has a right to be worried because Stephanie is absolutely spilling all the beans.
Right, but also spilling the beans that you're like lying to your husband for no like I'm just like, why is she so sneaky? She's being
Yeah,
so
there's
sneaky.
no
She's
reason to
Miss
be this
Sneaky.
sneaky. Miss
She's
Sneaky.
yeah,
That's
I'm just
Dr. Sneaky to you, Emily.
she is being Dr. Sneaky. It's too much.
Yeah, it's unnecessary sneakiness for sure. Weird Estonian sidebar. Marlena's at the hotel. She's talking about how Andrew must have been torn between helping with the search for John and being there for Kimberly. This is where we're going to talk about Kimberly 300 times in this episode.
So this is where I wrote, and this is a genuine question. Do you think people who watch this show don't get dementia? Because I was just like, this is so hard. Like, this is so much more cognitively demanding than like learning a language, like doing the crossword. Like, have they studied the brains of people who like watch this show? Because this is crazy. How do you keep track of this?
I have referred to like my experience of watching Days of Our Lives like Sudoku on TV. Like it is, that's why I like it, is because I'm like, it's a puzzle.
Right? You're like, the 9 goes there,
Yeah.
Andrew's over there. If Andrew's there, like
And if Andrew's in Estonia, who's in California with Kimberly?
with
Meanwhile,
Kimberly.
I've never heard of Kimberly. I have been watching this show for 6 years. I've never heard of Kimberly before. But apparently
That's
she is a beloved and integral character in all of these people's lives.
That's crazy. I assumed she was in like the last episode. They talk about her the
No,
whole time.
I've
It's a huge
never
thing.
heard of Kimberly.
Well, she has leukemia, this beloved character.
Yeah, so Kimberly is apparently Andrew's mom and Shane Donovan, head of the ISA, who, fun fact, is played by Charles Shaughnessy, who was Mr. Sheffield on The Nanny.
Nice.
Exactly.
Nice.
So Kimberly is his wife, Andrew's mom. She lives in California. Her leukemia is back. Not to laugh. It's an incredibly
Poor
sad
girl.
situation. Poor girl. But yeah, Paul assures Marlena that the rest of Andrew's family has everything covered and they want Andrew to, be in Estonia. Marlena's talking to Paul. She's like, so does Andrew have any ideas on we're going to find John? And Paul's just like, nope. We are starting at 0. And he's like, but Andrew is so smart and dedicated. He's definitely going to find John. And I'm like, okay, you're a little far up Andrew's ass. But apparently, rightfully so, because Andrew does have a plan. At the cafe, Steve sets down a teeny tiny teacup. And he's going to get down to brass tacks with Andrew because Steve is worried that Andrew is there to stop Steve and Marlena's like off the books investigation because Shane basically told them not to interfere. But Andrew says Shane just wants Andrew monitoring things while Shane is with Kimberly. Again, we're with Kimberly. Steve's apologizing about the recurring leukemia. And in such a somber moment, there is like a weird ding in the underscoring that sounds like a text alert. it like freaked me out because I was like, oh, my phone's going off. And then I was like, is someone in the editing room's phone going off? Like
No,
it
that's
was,
just a triangle. That's just
Apple doesn't own the sound of a ding.
that's right.
Andrew says something about how he's gonna be helping out. And this is one of those things where it's like, I don't know, could we have done another pass through the dialogue or just this like one offhanded comment? Steve is like, whoa, whoa, helping out? I thought you were just monitoring. And I'm like, wow, we turned this into a real big moment, like a gotcha
Yeah.
moment.
Why was this so that yeah, it was like
There could have,
gotcha.
yeah, exactly. There was a better way to get to like a more dramatic reveal. But Andrew explains, Paul is my fiance. I'm going to do everything in my power to help find Paul's father, even if it means breaking the rules.
So this here's a few thoughts on this
Please,
part. Okay,
please.
my notes are what agency is this? Your father can't be your boss. If
Yeah,
you're
well,
a special, if you're an agent, your father can't be your boss. That's not allowed.
I mean, I think if you are the best spy, your dad has no choice but to hire you at the International Spy Agency.
Yeah, your dad gets to be your boss
Your
in
dad
that
gets to be your
situation.
boss. Nepo babies are a thing, even in Spydom.
And then I don't think Andrew should tell Steve unless his dad boss told him to. He was allowed. I don't think he should. I think it's a bad idea.
That's
I think you
correct.
should listen to your dad boss. And I don't know if this is bias that I'm like shouldn't do or say. Maybe I should have kept this pre-recording. I don't think you should tell people with eye patches secrets
Because
in shows.
because they're inherently villainous because they have an
Yeah,
eye
because
patch.
that's usually a villain's
This
accessory.
is an implicit bias that you have uncovered and you need to do the work to unlearn.
Yeah. I don't
Because
know.
Steve is a good guy. Steve
Okay,
has
all
never
right,
been a villain.
sorry. The way that they just really set it up like it was a bad idea for Andrew to be telling Steve this secret.
That's fair. And okay, I need to back up because you going in with absolutely no context, never having seen this show, I think it's fair that you assume that the man with the eye patch was an evil villain.
Okay.
But again, we're subverting expectations.
It's not a James Bond
It's
film.
not a
It's
James
Days
Bond
of Our
film, it's Days of Our
Lives.
Lives. So
Got it.
here's actually a twist way back in like the 80s or whatever. Whenever I don't know when something happened, I just always say it happened in the 80s. There was a plot line where Steve had like an evil doppelganger, and his evil doppelganger didn't have the eye patch.
Wow.
So why are we're putting those expectations on their head of who is evil and who is good?
Yeah, it's like the one with the goatee is the good one, actually.
The one with the little devil horns is the angel.
Didn't see that coming.
Did
Yeah, don't
twist.
judge people by their appearances.
Yeah, Emily.
Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I was trained by Bond films to think this
To
this this
equate. No, of
eye
course.
patch spy scenario was
And
a bad
that's the
one,
thing.
but
Nobody is talking about the fucking good work that Days of Our Lives is doing in terms of subverting expectation, challenging stereotype,
right.
and pushing society to a more inclusive, wholesome place.
Yep, that is how I think of Days of Our Lives. Yep.
Amen, sister. Okay, so yeah, you're pretty staunchly everything that's about to happen shouldn't be happening because we're about to get
Yes.
into Andrew is about to tell Steve literally everything that's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was a bad idea, but maybe I'm wrong.
It seems like the narrative is like there's so much like red tape in the ISA and we need to just like get cut through the red tape and like get to the actual because that's what I want to be like. So if everyone knows where John was, why haven't they gone and looked there?
Yeah, that's a really good point. I don't think, yeah, it's not, I don't feel like they don't know how to like write a spy story. I don't think they're up for it.
No, no. We'll get,
I
yeah.
don't think they're doing it right.
I don't think they have the infrastructure for like a really yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So yeah, okay, basically Andrew is like I'm going to break the rules. So Andrew basically reveals Steve thinks everyone, including Andrew, has been like completely shut out of this investigation. Shane's giving no updates to anyone. And that's when Andrew is like, surprise, I have absolutely been getting every single update, and I do know way more than I have been letting on. And he feels really bad that he hasn't been sharing things with Paul. And Steve gets very gravelly and he's like, this is John we're talking about. My friend, my partner.
Noble intentions.
Noble intentions, yes. So Steve wants in on the mission details. He says he knows it's difficult. Andrew's torn between the ISA and family, a classic dilemma. Steve assures Andrew that he can be trusted. He goes, I'm a trained agent who can walk that line.
Which I'm like, if that's, I don't,
What are
I
you
just
talking
don't,
about?
I
What
don't,
line?
what line? And like, if that was true, why wouldn't Shane say that Steve can know? Like,
Yeah.
that's where I'm just, I don't know.
I wonder if part of it is that like Steve does not work for the ISA anymore. He
Got it.
Steve,
I think that confused me. I thought he was in the
he like
ISA.
freelances for them. Like that's basically what
Okay.
John was doing. He like was an IC for the ISA.
Hmm.
The gig economy is absolutely wreaking havoc on the International Security Alliance.
Yeah, it's tough. Filing those one
1099s.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
That's what Shane hasn't gotten around. He's fucking filling out so many 1099 for all of his contract spies.
He has so many back taxes to like
Oh,
calculate and figure out.
oh God,
He's
terrible.
busy.
We've established Steve can walk that line, and Andrew finally agrees to tell Steve what he knows. Meanwhile, in the hotel, Paul is sipping from a different kind of teeny tiny mug while he's asking Marlena to like catch him up on what she and Steve know. She explains that the only thing Shane will reveal is that John's handler lost contact with him in Estonia, and they're hoping someone in Estonia can give them a lead. So literally, I wanted to be like, did you know it was Tallinn? Like there are other places in Estonia. How did you end up here?
They were like, step one, arrive in Estonia. Step two, start to
Find
talk
a
to
local
people.
dude at a cafe. Jesus.
Yeah, that's so weird. Why was he expecting to talk to a local dude?
It's crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
Really lack of plan, but okay.
Yeah.
It's working
So
out.
it is. It's working out. We then do like walk down memory lane where we talk about, how Paul didn't get off to a great start with John or Marlena. Haha. So John didn't originally know that Paul was his son. Paul like came into his life as an adult. He's famously a baseball player. After Paul's rotator cuff surgery, Marlena was his therapist while he was dealing with the end of his baseball career, on top of coming out. I mean, so much was going on in his life. And then they like laugh at how much of a mess Paul was at that time in his life. And I'm like, that doesn't really seem super appropriate.
Yeah. Yes. I was also confused. So isn't Marlena Paul's mom?
Stepmom.
Again, is your stepmom allowed to be your therapist?
I think at the time he didn't even know John was his father. He just like happened to be in Salem having rotator cuff surgery. Like he wasn't from Salem.
Okay, got it. Okay.
And so then while he was in Salem, it like came out that John was his father. And Marlena was then his de facto stepmother. So then Paul all of a sudden realizes, it's about to be the 10-year anniversary of me finding out that John Black is my father. He goes, the guy who's cooler than James Bond. And I'm just like, okay, we got a real daddy's boy.
Yeah, he's
on our
a
hands.
big fan of his dad.
And that's good. We love dads. But like, I don't know, just an adult man being like, my dad's cooler than James Bond.
My dad's cooler than James Bond. Yeah, that's pretty tough.
Is intense. Okay, we're going to go back to Salem. Phillip he's really not confident that Stephanie is going to want to keep his secret at the risk of her relationship with Alex. Understood. We're getting to the point of the episode where we're like beating the dead horse. Kate is tired of Philip's defeatist attitude. She wants Phillip to go and talk to Stephanie. And then like Phillip does another weird jab about her loving his brothers more than him. And now I'm like, okay, we've got a daddy's boy in Estonia. We've got a mommy's boy in Salem. Like, I need you guys all to just like get a grip and grow up.
Yeah, we need to grow up.
Kate goes full mama bear at this point, and she's like, even though I regret keeping this secret from Roman, who is her husband, she is demanding that Phillip stop with the negativity, stop with the pessimism, and get out there and protect what's rightfully his. And then they like in silence stand really stiffly and like move together, and I literally thought they were about to kiss.
It
But then
was
they
no, I agree. I was like,
yes, it was crazy. It was silent and they were really rigid and they moved together and then they just like hug really like not warmly, like army hug, bro hug.
yeah,
And then he leaves. And
yeah.
I'm just like, wow, these are the moments where you got to improv something. If it's not there on the page for you, just like give me something.
Well, and it's where you can clearly be like, you can clearly tell that you're not allowed to do second takes. As if everyone said their lines correctly, we're shipping it.
Just then, of course, the man who she's just proclaimed she's keeping a secret from, Roman, saunters out into the pub and he's like, I saw Phillip leaving. He looked depressed. And then he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, nothing gets past these eyebrows. I love this man.
I didn't write why, but I did write this music is crazy.
Oh yeah, we need to always hold space for the music. The underscoring throughout every episode of this show is absolutely bananas.
And like sometimes it's like really in your ears.
Yes. Sometimes it's like, too loud.
It's too loud. And
yeah.
I think this was one of those moments where it was just like it was crescendoing, but then just like stayed there under the dialogue. It was weird.
Yeah. Sometimes also they have a hard time like modulating scenes that are set in the pub. They'll always do this weird like honky tonk music. Like we're at a pub, like we're at a tavern. And I'm like, right, but this is like actually a super serious conversation that happens to be happening in this restaurant. So can we like turn it during the holidays, like the entire months of November and December, there is Christmas music blasting in the pub. And I'm like, you have to turn down God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. We're quickly going to go back to Sarah and Xander, where there is an iconic shot. You were sort of alluding to this earlier, where Sarah's in the foreground and Xander's sitting behind her, going on about how, if it was just the cheating, he's sure Alex could forgive Stephanie, but it's the lying, making a bloody fool out of Alex, keeping a secret for God knows how long. And Sarah is just, I wrote sad gooped. Like it's rocking her world, but in a devastating way.
Yeah, I would say this is another thing. This is good to just do this to your partner sometimes, is just be like, God, if my partner lied to me like that and made a fool out of me like that, I'd never forgive him.
It'd be
and then
crazy.
Just like see if they look away from you.
Yeah, you have to keep them in your eye line while you do that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, Xander keeps speculating. Stephanie and Phillip did break up super suddenly and for unclear reasons. And then he's like, but why do you have to go behind Alex's back? Like, he just he won't stop. He's like, Alex is a great guy. He's so gracious when he found out. So basically there was all this drama where like, because Alex and Xander's names are both Alexander, but Alex goes by Alex and Xander goes by Xander. So when Victor's will was first discovered, it said Alexander in the will. So people thought they meant Alex, but they later found out they actually meant Xander. So like there was a period of time where like Alex was the head of the family. And then once they found out the mistake, Alex graciously stepped aside and like let Xander be CEO and everything. So Xander's just like, man, I've really got a soft spot for my guy. He's really laying it on thick about how Alex was finally happy with Stephanie and Sarah can't take it anymore. And she blurts out, I made a mistake. End of scene. Back with Alex and Stephanie, Alex is incredulous that Sarah wouldn't have told Xander that he'd been conned out of half his birthright. But Stephanie explains that Kate and Phillip convinced Sarah to keep it from Xander. Then Sarah convinced Stephanie. It's all just like who's convincing who. And now Alex has to keep the secret too. And Alex leaps to his feet and is insistent. He will not go along with keeping this secret. He goes, my cousin deserves to know the truth, which I thought was a great line.
It's true.
Justice for cousins.
Mm-hmm.
Alex is hashtag triggered because he also fell victim to a phony letter about Victor's wishes.
Which like there's another one. This has happened before.
Yes. This was the thing where like they thought it was Alex who was the actual yeah, there was fraud involved there as well.
Tough.
By a mysterious Greek man named Constantine, but I won't get into that. There's not enough time
I cannot
tonight.
hear another name. My head will explode. I haven't trained for this. I can't take it.
So, yeah, he's just like, I won't let what happened to me with the phony letter happen to my dear cousin Xander. Stephanie tries to convince him that, this isn't just about the company. This isn't just about Titan. Sarah and Xander's marriage will be over if Xander finds out. And Stephanie goes on what I called a valiant exposition mission, where she's like, Kate and Phillip and now Sarah truly think that if Phillip hadn't been struggling with mental health, which I put in parentheses, faked his own death and was hiding in a Swiss rehab, Victor would have put Phillip in his will. And it's not fair to penalize Phillip for his mental health struggles. And she's like, plus, Sarah believes that Xander needs Phillip as a check on his ruthless power running Titan. And then the final nail in the coffin is Stephanie thinks if Xander finds out, he'll either prosecute Phillip or kill him. And I can't be responsible for that. The way she says kill him is insane.
Kill him. It's like, imagine if he got prosecuted.
Prosecute him, kill him.
Kill him.
Same way. Yeah, I just want to be like, wow, that's a moment where I think you can really use all the consonants on the page. Like, we don't need to casualize kill him.
She used them all on prosecute. It's a tough one.
And she's like, and I can't have his blood on my hands.
Which you wouldn't.
Which you wouldn't. His blood would famously be on Xander's hands.
Right. That's who killed him. Who killed him?
The guy who killed him. So Alex and Stephanie, they go back to clutching onto each other, and Stephanie is begging Alex to keep the secret for the sake of his family. Now back with Sarah, who has just shouted, I made a mistake. She's obviously not about to tell the truth. She backtracks. She's like, my mistake was underestimating how much you care about Alex and Phillip. Just like, you suck at this.
No, not a good job.
No.
If you're gonna go blurting out your inner dialogue or your inner monologue, yes, you gotta be ready.
Yes, with something to say. Or the truth. Be ready with the truth.
Or literally just tell the truth. It's time.
Oh, it's time. It's time. Stop being Dr. Sneaky and tell the truth.
That's right.
So yeah, basically he's like, Sarah's like, after all of this family drama, like, I can't believe you care this much about what happens with Alex and Phillip. And Xander admits that in the past he was, battling one Kiriakis after another. Oscar nominee drop. One Kiriakis battle after another.
That's right. Yes. Yep.
That was a thinker, but stay with me.
For being filmed 2 years ago, this show is shockingly topical. They do.
They're ahead of the curve. Paul Thomas Anderson gets his ideas for movie titles from Days of Our Lives, which people don't realize. Yep. So it was one battle after another, but now that Victor's dead, Xander wants to keep the family together. So Xander insists he needs to go check on Alex, and Sarah tries to stop him, but finally she decides if Xander's determined to go, she's going with him. So now we're picking up our bags. We're going to Stephanie's apartment. This is the moment in the episode, this always happens, where like everyone's been in the same location. And now as we get into the last 10 minutes, people start crisscrossing and going to different locations. It's thrilling.
Which it is. Yeah, you don't realize how much you've been yearning for that until it starts to happen, where you're like, oh my God, someone's moving. Someone is leaving the room that they're in.
On the move.
Excited. Yeah.
At Stephanie's apartment, Alex repeats his dilemma for the 95th time, where it's just like, I can't keep this secret from blah, blah, blah. And Stephanie is begging him to respect Sarah's wishes on this. There's a knock at the door, and I guess it's unlocked. Phillip bursts in, going on about how it's over between him and Stephanie. It's never going to happen again. And Stephanie rolls her eyes, and Alex just shouts, "Save it, Phillip!" I'm just like, okay, it's getting heated up in here. Alex really gets up in Philip's face and is telling him he knows he's a liar and a fraud. And Philip makes what I call his Grinch thinking face. This actor does this actually all the time, where he just like pulls his lips all the way down and is just like, hmm.
He was cracking me up. I
He's
loved
a
him.
goofy goober, is how
He
I
is
describe
such
him.
a goofball. I loved it. He was cracking me
He
up.
came to play. Meanwhile, Kate is back at the pub. She's assuring Roman that, Philip's just having relationship drama that Roman doesn't need to worry about, especially when he's focused on his sister's health. We repeat the reason why everyone who's related to Kimberly isn't immediately on a plane. Like, it's just the same line over and over again. She's being taken care of. This scene exclusively exists to set up a transition back to Estonia for some reason. Like, I don't know why they do this sometimes, where it's like they have to literally like springboard, like one line leads to the next line, where Kate's like, where's Andrew? And then we cut back to Estonia. Like, I just want to be like, you didn't need this scene at
Not,
all.
not,
Just
not a
take us
whit.
back to Estonia. We remember.
And also, you've been doing that to me all episode. I'm here for it.
I
You've been
know.
cutting, you've been
I'm
hard
locked
cutting
in.
into the middle of scenes for 30 minutes. You
Yeah.
don't stop now.
You don't need to hold my hand through this one. Totally.
Right.
So we jump back to the Estonian cafe, and Steve goes, wow, that was a lot to take in. So the details of the mission are so classified that we don't even get to know.
That's right. That's right.
Like, Andrew has given Steve the entire rundown of the mission, and Steve just goes, that was a lot to take in. Steve is stunned. Now that he knows what they're up against, he goes, we're going to need reinforcements. And then he's like, at least Marlena and Paul. And I'm like, I don't think those would qualify as reinforcements.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think that counts.
like a 70-year-old woman, no offense, girl power, but like,
And
and
an ex
an
baseball
ex-baseball
player.
player. Like, what are you talking about? Steve reminds Andrew that, Paul used to work for Black Patch, which is John and Steve's private investigation company. Not the
Okay.
same as being like an international super spy.
But also is that where his like eye patch? Black patch?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So John's last name is Black, and
Oh.
and Steve has an eye patch.
Okay, that's adorable, and I'm so on board. I love that. That's so girly pop of them.
It is that they are literally like BFF. They are the absolute epitome of BFFs. Like, they started a
Okay.
company that's a cute combination of their names, and like they would chase to the ends of the earth. They would go to Estonia to try to find one another if they were missing. Totally.
Got it. Got it.
So yeah, he's like, Paul used to work for Black Patch, and Marlena might be tougher than all of us put together. And I want to be like, guys, be fucking for real.
Yeah.
Be
She
fucking for
can't
real. I think she's got
participate in this
mental
way.
toughness.
Hmm.
She's got mental and emotional toughness for sure, out the wazoo. Anyway, Paul is back at the hotel. He isn't done on Dad Memory Lane. He's recalling about how even when Paul wanted nothing to do with John, John flew out to San Francisco to talk, because John's such a great dad. Then we get a flashback to said talk. A younger, brown haired John loved to see it. He's been gray for as long as I'd known him. John's telling Paul, he doesn't want to make Paul's life harder, but they've missed a lot of years. And John's just grateful that it's not too late for them to get to know each other. And in the present, Paul's feeling guilty about how he treated John. They lost some time. But then it takes a turn. Like, Marlena reminds Paul, she's like, you showed up for John, you risked your life saving John from Orpheus. Big bad villain who was like hunting Marlena for many years.
Okay.
Put a pin in that. There's a knock at the hotel room door. Who could it be this time? It's Andrew and Steve, obviously. Paul and Andrew, again with the weird silent hugs. Paul and Andrew weirdly silently hug.
I was like, why they should kiss. Come on. If you're
I
gonna
know,
have
fucking cowards.
two gay boys together in
They
your show,
do
then you let them kiss once in a while.
they do kiss. It's not like they don't do gay kissing. Like, there are
Okay,
other gay
good.
characters who do kiss. So yeah, it was weird that they just silently hugged. Marlena shares her obligatory concern about Kimberly. I feel bad that I'm like so annoyed every time we're talking about Kimberly, because the fictional woman is dealing with leukemia, but
Really sick, yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
It's really sick. Paul wants to know if they got a lead. Andrew confesses that he has insider information about John's mission. He apologizes for not telling Paul sooner, but now time is running out. So Steve and Andrew drop the news. Someone is building a nuclear device in Tallinn and is ready to sell it to the highest bidder. Dun, dun, dun.
This was so surprising.
Shit just got real.
Yeah.
Emily is gooped.
I was gooped. I was gooped hard.
So John discovered the facility where the device was being stored, and the ISA suspects John went rogue and like intervened and tried to shut it down by himself. So they're planning to go to the facility, and Marlena is raring to go, but Steve comes out of nowhere and is like, no, no, Marlena, you have to stay behind. And I'm like, what happened to her being stronger than all of you combined?
Yeah, and you came here with her,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know,
This was a
doing this
team.
together. Yeah. But I
Whatever.
also agree that she should not come.
I know.
I don't think Paul should go either.
I don't think any of them
So
should go.
that's true. Yeah.
I think Andrew should call his dad and be like, you need to send me real other spies to go in with me.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, Marlena is, I think, also understandably pissed. She didn't come all this way to sit on the sidelines. And then Steve is like, this is a nuclear weapon. And she goes, and this is my husband. Iconic. Obsessed. Paul somehow jumps on the bandwagon that, like, even though Marlena can do anything, like girl power, you can do smash that glass ceiling, but we're going to need to be able to get in and out as quickly as possible. And you'll just be like worried and emotional. And I'm like, this has taken a turn and we all need to just dial it back. Finally, Marlena agrees to stay at the hotel and the little boys head off on their mission.
Which also I was like, wait, we're going to the nuclear facility?
We're just going tonight. We're walking up.
And like, what movie am I in now? Because like, that's a different movie. Are we like, all anyone has done all episode is stand?
Or
like,
sit.
are we gonna go see some action? Is this going to be an action film? Which, spoiler, it's
spoiler
not.
alert, we'll get to it momentarily, but it is not.
I was really excited to see something happen, and I'm really impressed by their ability to make that
it's a
not
static
happen.
show, I will say that. There's not a lot. Back in Salem, we're at Stephanie's apartment, space has been created between Phillip and Alex. They're now on opposite sides of the room. Stephanie does a brave cross, a silent brave cross to stand next to Alex. Phillip's trying to suss out what Alex is actually upset about because he still thinks maybe like Stephanie hasn't told him. And then Alex just goes, you forged a letter to get your grubby little hands on Titan.
Which is like kind of mean.
Yeah, like, ouch, first of all. But again, just the casualization of like, you forged a letter, Phillip. Like, guys, be serious. So then Alex is like so pissed. He goes to take a swing at Phillip, but Phillip asks for a chance to explain. He genuinely feels guilty for lying to Xander. They were working well together. They were on the verge of something epic at Titan. But if word gets out that the brothers Kiriakis are at war, it's all going to fall apart. The brothers Kiriakis, I'm obsessed. Fucking Chekhov play.
Yeah, right.
Coming from the vault.
Yeah, the new Dostoevsky.
Totally, the brothers Kiriakis. Suddenly, Xander calls out from the hall, asking if Stephanie and Alex are inside. And Phillip's like, don't answer, don't answer. And I'm like, the door is frosted glass.
He can see that you're here.
He can see you, and we've established you can hear from outside.
Okay, wait, did we miss the part where Phillip is like, this isn't fair. I faked my own death, which is the only reason that I'm in this situation.
I think so, probably.
So I was like, yeah. Sometimes there are consequences to your actions. Like sometimes bad things happen when you fake your own death that you're not going to be happy with.
What actually happened is that Phillip was so obsessed with some woman who was dating this other guy, Brady, who's not in this episode. He was obsessed with this woman, Chloe, and Chloe didn't want to be with him. And Phillip was convinced that Brady was like a terrible person and was like going to ruin Chloe's life. So he faked his own death and like framed Brady for murder and like got out of town, went and hid out in this Swiss rehab center.
Hmm.
And like, so he really did something actually also evil
Yeah.
while faking his own death. So like,
Yeah,
he has
that's
no right to be here.
right. You can't be like if you fake your own death for that, because that was the other thing. I was like, unless maybe he faked his own death for like really good reasons that are like
No,
really
he
make
faked his own
sense.
death for some pussy.
And like not a fair way to do that anyway.
No,
Not fair. And then he's
no.
like, this isn't, I would have this company if I hadn't done that thing that I
If I
did.
hadn't done that horrible thing that caused me, that were the only chance I had at not being fucking thrown in jail was faking my own death. Okay, so yeah, Xander wants to come in. He can see and clearly hear everything. Alex lets Xander and Sarah in, and they're like, oh, everybody's here. And Alex is like, it's time for the truth to come out. And the camera sweeps over everyone's individual and specific reaction. We come back from commercial. Phillip is like speaking in code about how he knows he screwed up, but he came over hoping to get Alex to understand.
Well, here's what happens, which also is insane. So Alex goes, "It's about time the truth came out." We go to commercial, we come back, and Xander goes, "Phillip, why are you here?" Which I'm like, I think you should just. I think Alex has the floor.
Let the
You
truth
should-
come out.
You should maybe let him just like keep talking instead of like changing the topic right now.
Oh, hey, Phillip, when did you get here?
Why are you here right now? I was like, I think Alex has some news for you, but
That is
nope.
so funny. Phillip's like kind of still towing the line, like maybe we're gonna do the affair lie, and he's like, I tried to get Alex to understand, and then Xander offers to help as the head of the family. But that's the thing. Xander's like, I run the room now. I don't care if Alex is about to tell the truth. But no, Alex says that after hearing from Stephanie and Phil over here, and I'm like, derogatory nickname, he knows what has to be done. And then I wrote, there is group worry. Everyone is worried for a different reason.
Yep.
Alex hesitates before going, the truth is. Stephanie admitted to the affair and she and Phillip will never see each other again. And everyone is shocked. And to speak of the music, there is like American Idol level underscoring happening. It's like, da-na, da-na, da-na. The reverberations of this decision echo through the room.
Yeah, bouncing off the walls.
So Alex tells Xander they've agreed this is best for everyone and they're just going to move on. And yeah, to say they are all gooped and gagged is an understatement.
Yep. And so now Alex, I can't wait to find out who Alex is going to convince to keep this secret.
Now everyone has to pick one person to
Right.
accidentally implicate until we get to the Supreme Court.
Until we get to the Supreme Court, and then
Yes.
they'll be doing it too.
Exactly. We go back to the pub for another completely unnecessary scene with Kate and Roman. I don't know if we were just like under time on this episode or what, but Kate's just talking about how relieved she is that Roman gave up his badge and she doesn't have to worry about him putting his life on the line like John, because Roman used to like be a detective in Salem.
Okay, sure.
And Roman's like, it can be dangerous work running the pub if you screw up Melinda Trask's lunch order. You just want to be like,
it's really tough.
shut up. Anyway, they have like a sweet moment where Roman is like hugging her and says that Kate will never lose him. And I feel like maybe this secret is going to come out and Kate is maybe going to lose him. Like there's no reason to like set it up unless it's going to happen. But also maybe they just needed to fill time. Finally, back in Estonia, Marlena's on the phone with her daughter. Again, another one-sided phone call. She's on the phone with her daughter this time, sharing that they have a lead. I just love it. It's like the pause and then her going, yeah, it is stressful.
She's like, let me hear her say it's stressful.
Yes.
And then confirm it is stressful.
Yes. Then she's like, I'm just going to finish my tea and take a long hot bath. And Marlena hangs up and takes her teacup to the other room. Now we're in this red light district ass brick hallway. And again, we've missed the action entirely. We got two goons out cold on the floor, and Steve ambles over and is just like, good work, boys. And Paul and Andrew are like, like,
I was like, ah, of course. Of course, that makes sense. Just
no.
no movement
And then
allowed.
Paul's like, yeah, we took out about a dozen more on the way in. And I'm like,
Like,
I
so
don't
did they
believe you for
they
a
killed
second.
dozens of people is what I think is claimed here
That's
at
the
a nuclear
implication.
facility, which
In a
like
yeah, in an Estonian nuclear facility. And now they're gonna go search this office. There's like a Jimmy Neutron-y sign on the wall
the logo, the like foam board cutout logo plastered to a brick wall
with
that
like
says like
Estonian words. It says like science in Estonian or something.
really, and then like a picture of like like that classic like nuclear atom
Yes.
picture. I
Jimmy
was
Neutron.
yes, exactly. I really was dying.
It's so funny. And then, yeah, Steve's like looking around and he finds a big red file folder sitting on top of the desk.
He's like, this one.
Yep, this is probably what I need. And he opens it and he scoffs and he goes, of course, I should have known. And then we cut back to the hotel. Marlena comes out of the bathroom and starts digging in her bag when a man emerges from the corner of the room. He goes, forgot your shampoo. And Marlena jumps and then slowly turns to face him and whispers, Orpheus.
Yeah.
And then they stare each other down, and that's the end of the episode.
So is it supposed to be that she did forget her shampoo? Because what?
No, I don't.
Why did what? You use the shampoo that the hotel offers.
I don't know why. I don't know why she came back out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
That was confused. She's digging in her purse. Why would her shampoo be in her purse?
And then like if that's not what she was getting, then like that's so embarrassing for him that he just, you know what I mean?
What a stupid line. Like he could have just been like, funny running into you in your own hotel room in Estonia.
Yeah, right.
Or just like step out of the shadow and be like, I gotcha. I don't need more conjuring of the image of this like woman in a bathtub. Like that's
Yeah.
also intimate. I don't want him thinking about her in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Also, what? She's
That's
gonna wash
true.
her hair in the tub? Are you fucking insane?
That's a really, really good point.
Oh,
But what
anyway,
is she getting? So some unanswered questions.
unanswered questions, but the big reveal is Orpheus is this big villain who
Okay.
Marlena and John have fought for decades,
Oh wow.
and he's in Estonia. So in the next episode, you find out that like the big red folder that Steve opens up reveals that Orpheus is the one like doing this underground nuclear
Got it.
weapons sale.
That's really like the OPSEC of just having a bunch of files out on a desk.
Totally, totally. You do
And
leave
then
yourself vulnerable.
just some very light snooping. Leave
Yeah,
the best one
totally.
on top.
I
Yeah.
got it. And the red one is the most important
Right.
information. Oh my God. So that's the end of the episode. So Marlena is going to see some action after all, even though they left her
Wow.
behind and vulnerable at the
That
hotel.
is kind of ironic that they
Isn't
were
it?
so worried about her and she's the one, which also I was thinking like whenever he's like, it's a nuclear, what does he say? It's a nuclear device or something?
Oh, yeah.
They never say weapon, they say
No, they say
device.
device. You're so right.
Because I was like, I don't think she's like necessarily safer in her hotel room if it's a
Definitely not.
nuclear bomb.
Definitely not. No, 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 no. We probably should have all just like stayed within
Yeah.
eye
I
contact of
think
one another.
Paul should have stayed back with his baseball bat and then
Perfect.
let the two trained agents go to the facility to, I guess, knock out dozens of
Dozens
people.
of goons.
Yeah. So, honey,
Emily, we did it.
we
I
did
mean,
it.
what are your big takeaways? How have you been changed by watching this episode of Days of Our Lives?
Yeah, mostly it's just like I want someone to study the brains of, I need someone to like cut into the like gray matter,
Okay, I donate my body to science, to the
please.
research after I die. You can use this as my whatever. I
Sure.
I consent to
This is
having
as
my
good as
brain.
Victor's will.
Exactly.
this statement here. At least
Yes.
you're on film.
It is legally binding. I donate my brain to be studied to see how the effects of watching hundreds and hundreds of episodes of Days of Our Lives affect someone's brain.
Yeah, I need to know
I'm
because it
obsessed.
really feels like you must have like a bigger brain
But it's
than
like
you would otherwise.
it's full of thoughts and nuggets of information that couldn't be less like applicable to everyday life.
Yeah.
Like they're all just like nonsensical. But also
Yeah.
you think about it, I mean, a lot of this was only again a slice of the cast that's on this show. A good deal of the actors on this show are actors in their older years. And I do think it says a lot that
Yes.
it's like they have been doing this for decades and they are getting up in age and they are fucking sharp as a tack, like
Hmm.
on their diet. Like they are still able to do this. And it's probably because their brains are smarter and better and bigger because
Yeah,
they've been memorizing 3,000 pages of dialogue every year.
exactly. Yeah,
And
so
so have
have
I.
all of the audience.
So has I. So has me.
So is me. Me too. Me
Yeah.
too, big brain.
Oh my God, Emily, I try to pick like a title for the episode because
Mm.
the episodes are tragically only titled by the day they aired.
Which that is no fun. They should title them. That would be
I think
fun.
they would really have a good time doing it. I'm like playing with Overheard in Salem, I feel like was good.
Hmm.
One Kiriakis battle after another was on my list.
Hmm.
But now I'm like Dr. Sneaky is up
That's
there
good.
for me.
Yeah, I feel like we had a couple, but I don't remember them anymore.
That's okay. And now I have the pleasure of listening back to this and I'll pull some great ones out.
Okay.
Emily, thank you so much for doing this. This was so fun. Maybe if you're in the market for comfort TV, maybe you throw on Days of Our Lives every once in
I
a
think
while.
this is too hard.
Emily, I don't want you to have dementia. I want you to do your Sudoku and watch
I'm
Days of
just
Our Lives.
I'm just gonna that's for my Duolingo chess. That's for my brain. And then when I watch TV, I would like to watch episodes of 30 Rock. I've seen 12
Okay,
times.
fine. I'll allow it.
Yeah, I was so I was well, I was taking notes for this podcast, but
Yeah,
then I was not taking notes for the podcast. I was taking notes to have
to
any
remember.
chance of any semblance of understanding. Although it is funny too, you're like very whipped around and like in the waves, and then they start saying things over and over again, and you realize, okay, I could have just
I got
like,
it. I got it. I got it.
yeah,
That's
like I
the
could
thing.
have just hung on.
So I think also I've talked about this before. Part of the allure of this show for me is that I am like a Virgo obsessive, like I have to know everything, be in control. And something about it is like exposure therapy for me where I'm just like, I'm never gonna know.
Mm.
It's
Hmm.
that's not for me to know. So if some even like Kimberly, I'm just like her leukemia is back. Like I can't be emotionally invested in her. I don't know her. If she presents herself to me on this show, I will deal with that then. But like
Sure.
I can't get involved in that. And it's like a daily practice of just like what's for
Wow.
me is for me,
Oh
what
my
information is
God.
for me. And if I'm confused, maybe I just have to write it out. And in 15 minutes, someone will explain it in explicit detail. So,
Wow.
that's food for thought as well.
Wow. It's curing your
It's
dementia
curing my dementia and
and
also it's protecting me from
controlling
anxiety
and
and
controlling anxiety. Yeah.
yeah, totally, totally,
Incredible.
totally. So
It's
basically I
my
watch Days of Our Lives
therapist.
instead of therapy.
Yeah, right. I do it instead of reading and Sudoku
And
and
Sudoku.
instead of therapy.
Yes, exactly. It really checks all my boxes. Folks, if you're listening, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. Please follow the podcast on Instagram at So Are the Days Podcast. You can also follow me on TikTok at Days of Our Live. That's me. Emily, do you have social medias that you would want people to find you on, or are
No,
you a
no,
private
no,
person?
no, no, I don't.
Perfect. Thank you. I had to ask. Go follow Emily's husband's photography Instagram. I'm
Yeah,
obsessed.
he's not doing that anymore.
Oh,
We're
okay,
going
good.
physical. We're going analog.
We're going analog in 2026. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, thanks for taking part in digital media with me in your analog year. You're the best. Until next time. Goodbye, everyone. I don't really have a good
Goodbye.
sign off for my podcast. I kind of just stop.
You could say those were the days of our lives.
That's good. Well, everyone, those were the days of our lives.
I like that
I like
actually.
that too. Oh my God. Okay, I'm putting that in and I'm using it next time. You're the best. Thank you so much.